Hello and welcome everybody, this is MiaSanMiaTV and these are my player ratings for today's match against Augsburg where we won 3-1. Now in goal I will have Neuer as a 7. I think overall he did a pretty good game. He was there when needed and he did his job pretty well. There's like one save that he actually had to make, but besides that nothing spectacular. And that one save that he did have to make where Alonso heads the ball, or passes the ball I should say, to the player, to Kuya I believe it was. He made that save pretty comfortably. So for me, Neuer gets a 7. Next up, as a right back, you have Philipp Lahm. Now I thought Lahm had a pretty good game, not the best, but a pretty good game, and for me he gets a 7.5. I don't think there was anything spectacular. I don't think there was anything wrong with his performance, but he was there when needed. He went forward, especially when the Kimmich came on. He went forward. He went really attacking. And the other part of the game, he was actually really good defending, and it's been a problem for him lately where he's been too attacking and caught in defense. But today I thought he was really good in defense as well as going forward. So for me, Philipp Lahm gets a 7.5. Next up, you have Boateng, who for me, I don't think there was anything wrong with his performance today, but I don't think there was anything right with it. I think it was just a good performance, a solid 7 in my opinion. Where he wasn't bad, but he wasn't really good though. He hardly had anything to do. So for me, he gets a 7. Next up, I'll have Javi Martinez, who obviously went off after 20 minutes or so for Hummels. But in the 20 minutes that he was there, for me, I don't think there was anything that he had to do much. So for me, he gets a 7. Which basically like baseline. This a 7 is like an okay, an okay, I guess you could say. Next up, then obviously Hummels came on for him, and for me, Hummels gets a 7.5. I didn't think it was that bad. I haven't looked at this. I haven't looked at how the goal was conceded just yet, because I haven't seen that just yet. I need to watch a replay of that. But overall, I think like Hummels, he was very good. When going forward as well. He had 2 chances within like 5 minutes where he could have had a goal if it wasn't for hits. But obviously, that's a very positive aspect to have from a defender, also being a goal threat. So that's why I will say that Hummels for me gets a 7.5. Next up on the left, you have Alaba, and I thought Alaba, he was pretty good. Certainly one of my better players today. So for me, he gets an 8. I thought he was very good attacking wise. I thought he was also very good defensive wise, and also it's for me a huge step up because lately Alaba, same as Philipp Lahm to be fair, they've been so attacking and they've been so focused on attacking that defensively they were caught out of position a few times, but that wasn't the case at all today. But Alaba, he just offered that attacking threat much more than Lahm did. So for me, Alaba, he gets an 8. An 8? Yeah, an 8. An 8. Yes. And then heading on to the midfield, we started with Vidal. Who I thought I didn't think he was bad. I didn't think he was great. I just thought he was pretty decent. Certainly more positive than negative, so for me he gets a 7.5. Like I said, I don't think there was anything spectacular, but he did his job perfectly in my opinion, so for me he gets a 7.5. Next up, you have a Alonso, who honestly was probably a worse player today by a long shot. So for me he gets a 6. Nah, he gets a 5 to be fair. He gets a 5 today, which just for reference, I probably have it somewhere in like the corner, so I won't actually have to mention it, but just for reference, a 5 is like it's a pretty bad result. It's like, yeah, let's keep it a bad. It's a 5 is at a bad. So for me, Alonso say he was bad. Next up, you have Thiago, who for me was probably the best player in midfield. So for me, he deserves to get a 9, which is very high, and a very high result which I'm giving, which is the highest I've given so far. A 9 for Thiago, because I thought that defensively he was good. On the ball, he was as spectacular as you can expect Thiago to be, but I thought that he also created quite a bit today, and that he always tried to link the play. He always tried to do it quickly as well, so that the attacking players could then try and score, try and create. And so for me, Thiago today, as outstanding as he was, despite getting a 9, he is still not the best player that we've had today in my opinion. However, on the right we have Robin. We have Arjen Robin. yeah, Iron Robin, a 10. Iron Robin gets a 10. Iron Robin gets a 10. Why? He was doing everything. He was creating, he was scoring, he was assisting, he was tormenting Augsburg's defense. He was everywhere and anywhere, and you could clearly see, that he had he had one goal today, and that was to cause as much damage as possible, to be the best Iron Robin that he can be. And I mentioned that before, but every time Iron Robin plays, every time he goes forward, there is danger. So for me, he gets a solid 10. His performance today was absolutely outstanding. A 10 for me. He then got replaced. I might as well talk about Badstuber as well, because I was gonna talk about all the first 11 first, and then talk about all the subs, but I kind of skipped over that. So let's talk about Badstuber first quickly. There was hardly anything that he had to do. Honestly, I haven't looked back at the goal. I've been told that Badstuber was at fault for the goal. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the replay myself just yet. But if that is the case, then he'll get a 6 out of 10. But I would have given him a 7 out of 10. Like I said, I haven't seen the goal yet, but for me, I'd give him a 7 out of 10 because there's hardly anything that he had to do, and everything that he had to do, from what I've seen, he did right, and everything that he had, everything everything that he had to do, he did right. But like I said, if he was in fact responsible for the goal, or partly responsible for the goal, then that dropped from a 7 to a 6. Next up, as I mentioned, on the right wing, I should say, Kimmich came on for Robin, and I thought Kimmich had one good moment. He obviously didn't have much time to play, but he had one good moment today where he set up Lewandowski, I think, in the very last minute, where he just played a little neat ball into Lewandowski, who then hits the keeper essentially. But I thought, there was not much to do, but just for a little bit of creativity, I'm gonna give Kimmich a 7.5. Next up on the left, you got Douglas Costa, who I thought was pretty good. Perhaps the one aspect that he lacked was that when he was at his best today, Lewandowski wasn't at his best, and then when he kind of faded off, that's when Lewandowski got much more into the game. So what I mean by that is, right at the beginning, he created quite a bit. That was just one moment where he had an excellent through ball to Lewandowski, but Lewandowski's touch let him down. But then he did that a few times at the beginning, but then once he dropped off, Lewandowski got better. It's like kind of Lewandowski took his powers, Lewandowski took his skills in essentially. And so for me, I give him a 7.5, and I didn't think he was bad. I just think he was good at the wrong moment, if that makes sense. And then last but not least, Lewandowski, who for me gets a 9.5. I thought Lewandowski was obviously a very good game, had 2 goals, 1 assist, and overall a very good game for a striker. He was always there. He was always an outlet. He was always trying to get more. He was creating a lot more, so he wasn't just a selfish striker. He was a very good striker today, because there's a difference between being a good striker, being a good solid striker, and being a great striker. And today he was a great striker because he wasn't just thinking about himself, he was thinking about the team as well. So yeah, Lewandowski for me gets a 9.5, but that's just my player rating. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below, ladies and gentlemen. As always, you can rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace out. Have a nice day. Bye.